right, so let me join the meeting and then you can do this.
All right, thank you.
I don't even really go in because sign out my computer.
Okay. Two people have entered the
So
waiting
you'll
room.
let me in. See waiting room? Let me leave her waiting for now.
Yeah, I didn't see where to convert somebody over.
Yep, hover.
Hover?
More.
Make host?
Yep.
Great. Can we change host account? Yes. But nobody's there.
Let me set up my screen and everything.
Okay.
I guess I'll do, how would you do it, James? Because you won't see who's in the waiting room anymore. I'll see that.
Right.
Now.
Let's wait a little bit longer.
Okay. Wait until there's like 2 or 3 people.
Yeah, right. And yeah,
Okay.
that sounds good. Thanks. Can I shut down all these other Zoom? Yes,
Yeah,
like the dashboard Wix, I can drop that out.
I think so. It'll tell you if when you're about to close something that's important. It'll
Okay.
ask you for sure.
Okay. Okay.
couple people away and who's out to formally start the 11.
Sure.
Right, so it's pretty, uh,
Okay, thank you. Hello, hello. Hi, Jane.
I was over eager today. I thought we were starting at 11:30.
I saw it. Well, you are eager. Wow. Hey, Tracy. There you are.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Terrific. Terrific. Good. So, eager beavers.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess you're right. We're early.
A little bit. Just now, we're a couple minutes away from chatting time. So, that'll be good. That'll be
Well, I'll fess up. I'm doing a little scheduling here and whatnot.
good. Uh-huh.
Unbillable stuff, you know.
Right. That's good. Good. There's a lot to be done. Yes. So Tracy, it looks like you're at your home
I'm in my kitchen.
in your
Yes.
kitchen. What a great. Thank you for welcoming us to your kitchen. That's nice.
You're welcome. It's
Uh,
fascinating to see now where people are doing their work. Yeah, lots of things to look at in backgrounds of people
right.
on television and during these Zoom meetings. Yeah, it's kind of fun to see what people's lives are like behind them.
Right. That's right. You can see Jeff's in the bar again.
Yeah, we might have to do an intervention with Jeff.
Yeah, that's right. Jeff, are you trying to give us a message here about the? Have you had every one of those? Tasted every one of those items in your background?
Well, sure. We can't just promote things that I haven't actually experienced, right? So,
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Well, talk about happiness. I see Jennifer down there. Hi, Jennifer. And Bob Celery. Good to see you. Yeah.
Jeff,
yes.
if I wanted to put a photo of me for Zoom, where would I do that?
Put a photo of you. So like when you arrive, it just shows a picture rather than your name.
Yeah.
That is, if you go into the, open up the participants tab, there's a, you click on up by your name. If you hover over it, it'll say mute and more. If you click on more, then it will say edit profile picture.
Okay. I probably can't do that now. Oh, I see more. Okay. Well, next time you see me, see a picture.
All right.
Great. So I see Brian has arrived. Hi, Brian. And Fred.
I
Haven't seen you in ages.
know.
Glad you could make it.
Thank you.
We have quite a few people visiting with us today, so I think there's going to be 20 plus people. I think more people can attend now than in the olden days. And I'm not sure if that's because you're not as busy or is it because it's Zoom? or both?
I
Jane,
think
you-
just the traveling, getting from point A to point B sometimes, that Jacksonville's so spread out.
Right, that's right. Yes. Yeah, so Jennifer's not as busy. Jane, you come up from the beach, so that's a hard trip.
Yeah, that's a hike, and I don't have any place to, and typically on a Monday, I would be in San Marco for 6:30 p.m. So I don't really have any place to go between 1:30 and 6:30. I need to identify someplace I can hang.
Right, right. Okay, good. We'll come up with something like that. Good idea. And I see Mark Massigman's conference room, but obviously he's not there. He's going to be making his grand entrance soon, I'm sure.
Doug, ironically, I had my hip replaced in December. I might have mentioned to you. So physically, I couldn't make it January, February.
Right.
And ironically, now I'm walking just fine. And we're on Zoom.
Timing's everything, huh?
And I'll do the other one soon.
Uh-huh. Yes. That's funny. I'm going to go shut my door.
How did the hip surgery go?
Just fine. Thanks,
Oh,
Fred.
yeah.
At Mayo, everything goes pretty smoothly in my experience.
My brother-in-law is facing that possibility.
Hmm.
Yeah, so are you off crutches and everything, Jennifer?
Yeah, the walker and the cane are in the closet, nowhere near me,
Yes.
and I get to get back on them as soon as we can reschedule.
Yeah. That's funny. Good. So, Jennifer, where are you situated?
I'm in Atlantic Beach.
Atlantic Beach. Okay.
Hi, Mark.
Nice.
Mark's the only person I know besides you by reputation, Doug.
Good. Okay, good. Good. Hey, welcome, Mark.
Hey, Doug, how are you? Good morning.
I'm doing terrific. How are you doing?
Wonderful, thank you.
I see you're in your conference room.
I am. I'm in my conference room. It's part of my house, and everything's ready. No, it's a virtual background.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Hello, Jeff. Hey, Brian.
I don't think you know Tracy. She's been to several of the meetings so far.
I do know Tracy. Hello, Tracy.
Good morning.
Morning.
Fred once came to the meeting and did a presentation on the difference between, what was it, the psychology and coaching?
Social work and coaching, yeah.
Social work and coaching. Yeah, good.
Mm.
It was-
Hello, Fred. And I think I've met Bob before and Jane, actually.
mhm.
Mhm.
I think you know just about everybody.
Good. That's a good thing.
Oh, there's Carmen. Hey, Carmen. Carmen, all the way from Daytona Beach. Yay.
So much easier to attend the meetings now that everything is online.
Right, isn't it though?
Kind of a commute.
Yes, kind of, yes. So when we get done with COVID and we start having meetings at the Athens Cafe again, how are we going to be able to do both in person and also on Zoom? So we'll have to figure out how to do that. We're working on it, actually. Hey, Barbara, I see that you've arrived.
Hey. Yes, I had a little trouble. I couldn't see the link in any of the emails.
Ah,
The Carolyn just sent it to me.
okay.
It's weird.
Yeah, it is weird. Did you finally find it?
Carolyn sent it to me.
Oh, okay,
I couldn't find it.
okay.
So I don't know what happened.
Yeah, yeah, it's down below in the, okay, so what'll happen is the way we've got it set up is you'll get a message as soon as you log in or RSVP, you'll get a message from us,
Mhm.
and the message will then it'll be entitled, or it'll be from the name of the event.
Okay,
So this one was happiness.
yes.
It's not actually as soon as you RSVP. It's in the reminder. So if you RSVP when we first sent the email, you didn't get it right away. But if you RSVP'd like a couple days ago, you should have gotten it right away.
Okay.
It's the title of the event.
Okay. I just sent you a copy of what I got. I mean, I
Okay.
do the registration till like 15 minutes ago, so my bad. But you can see what I got because there was no link in there. So maybe it'll come later.
Yeah, it might. And we'll, it's a new program that's supposed to automate it, so that way I don't have to like remind myself to send a reminder. And we'll, as we keep doing it, the bugs will get worked out.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll be able to communicate better, I think, with everybody so they know what to look for.
Okay. More to learn.
Yep, always.
Is there a subtitle for this particular talk?
Yes. So it's I guess it's the general topic is happiness. But we're going to just talk about research. We're going to talk about research. We're going to talk about how do you coach, how do you as a coach assess your client's happiness? And also what methods do you use to be sure that the client becomes and stays happy? So 3 phases. We're also going to do some poll questions, a couple poll questions we're going to try out to see how that process works. So so we'll be excited to try that process. We're also going to do, I'm going backwards in time, we're going to do announcements. So if you have an announcement, we'll pick a time for that. We're also going to do a group photo. So there's going to be a certain time when we'll say smile, and everybody will smile and wave or whatever you do, and that'll go on Facebook. And we're going to start off in the beginning with some introductions: who you are, what's your business, and what's the easiest and most positive thing about quarantine. So what is terrific that's come out of quarantine for you? So those are the things we're going to be discussing. I see Robin has joined us. Hi, Robin. And Catherine, I don't see Catherine. She's connecting to audio down there. Okay.
Just a little tip, if Zoom is your active window and you're muted, if you press and hold the space bar, it will unmute you while you've had the space bar held down. So you don't have to scramble trying to find where's that little microphone icon to click on that.
What do you do again, Jeff?
As long as Zoom is your active window, you just hold down the space bar and it unmutes you temporarily until you release it.
And can you go mute with the holding the space bar also?
Well,
Looks like you
if
hold
you're
the
defaulted to
spacebar.
mute, and then you hold the space bar down while you're speaking, and then you release the space bar and you'll go back onto mute.
Great, thank you.
Thanks, Jeff.
Wow. All right. I just held the space bar down and took my picture out. I'm sure there's a lot more pieces here to use that I haven't figured out yet. And
I did an hour-long session for the ATD last Tuesday, and I only got like halfway through the content. So yeah, there's plenty to learn.
I saw that.
yeah,
Lowered.
Yes.
We have one for $119.95. We have one for $1.95. Another one for $124.95.
That's the one that's going to go down to 22.
All right, what about the $119.95?
That's for the search engine optimization.
is that Bob who's talking?
Nearly $100 for the New York Times.
Hey, Bob,
Yeah,
do you know that?
going on.
All right, so
Bob, do you know
one's
that
gonna
you're
go
on?
down, but this
You can mute him, Doug.
What is it for?
Yeah, Doug, you can meet him.
There we go. All right, thanks.
Uh-oh, I did something.
Yeah.
You're New York Times. That's one of the essentials of life.
Right. Better tell him he's muted now. You can also go up to your picture, the 3 dots, if you move your mouse up there and click on it and go to rename, and I added my business name.
You need search engine optimization to get on the first page or higher on the list of career counselors.
No. You can take that off there and put that.
No, unfortunately not.
Yeah, so we've got another minute or two, so you can chat amongst yourselves, and we're going to get the meeting started in just about a minute. You have a few more people who are destined to sign on.
Barbara, thank you for that tip. I just did that myself. Well, yeah.
I don't see that it sticks from one meeting to the next, so it might be something I have to change in our default profile, but it doesn't take long to do. So I thought, yeah, might as well use the little bit of space they give us there.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah. Good. I see people are changing. Did anybody bring lunch? I'm eating some snap peas.
I got my Dunkin' Donuts coffee, so.
I just finished breakfast, so there's no way I'm gonna have lunch.
Yeah, I just finished a smoothie, so.
I brought my chips, Barbara. They're veggie chips, so they're not that bad. Promise.
Okay.
Your vegetables for the day.
Right.
And you have someone there to eat them if you don't like them.
Yeah, she's quite ready to pick up any crumbs that are on the table. For sure.
Oh, look at her. She's growing.
Irma. This is my big baby. She's a 50-pound lapdog.
Wow.
Sweet.
Yeah, she is. Aren't you, baby? Hmm? Yeah.
Zoom has a hotkeys help sheet. I'm gonna look it up and maybe share it with the group. I just haven't had time to investigate it any more than the spacebar key, which is pretty cool.
Hey, Jan.
Hey,
Jan
Jeff.
Lipsky has arrived.
How are you?
Great. How are you doing?
I am good. I'm going to rename so it's a little easier to read.
No,
Hey, Tracy.
no.
Who else is on here? Barbara, Carmen, Mark. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Jen, how you doing?
Brian,
Good.
Jane, Jeff, all my friends. It's nice.
Yes, Jan, my friend who turned me on to the Bearded Pig, which has now created a wonderful event in my life.
Are y'all familiar with it? It's in San Marco. It has the best brisket, sides, the best greens I've ever had, corn, baked beans. If you haven't,
Barbecue, burnt ends.
barbecue, burnt ends. Oh, burnt ends, yeah. It has an outdoor area and a big wall, a big fenced wall that kids can draw with chalk and stuff. Little kids or grandkids. So right now there's no seating inside, but you can take out.
Is it on Phillips Highway?
It's on, yeah, I think so. It's on Phillips Highway, Mark.
It's on San Marco Boulevard in
San Marco. Yeah.
South Bank by the Hilton.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not the Hilton, but one of the Hilton properties.
Yeah. Yeah, we kind of drive through the Hilton's lot, it seems like, to park and then walk into Bearded Pig.
Yeah, walking across the street, yeah.
Really good food.
Fantastic.
We'll try it out. Who's going to meet me there tomorrow? Maybe we can all meet. I guess we can't all meet, can we?
6 feet apart, you know.
Unless we're 6 feet apart.
We have to draw numbers, only 5.
You know, right now it's all about what are we having for the next meal? You know, that's you know. It's all about food.
Yes. Okay, well, I think others will be joining us as we go along, but I'd like to get the meeting started if that's all right with everybody. We've got a good, great attendance already. So what I'd like for us to do is to introduce ourselves as we go along, and as you introduce yourself, if you could say not only who you are, but also what's your business, what are you doing, and then if you could say something like what's the easiest and most positive thing about quarantine. I'd love to hear what are you getting out of this. So, and I will start. I'm Doug Wilder. I'm a business coach, and so my business is coaching businesses, and just in the last 4 weeks, so it might have been just the last time we were meeting, I picked up a client that doing some anger management, helping a guy control his emotions, stay happy. So so I'm having a ball with that. That's a lot of fun. And that's what's happening. Okay, what's come out of this is, first of all, I'm using Zoom a lot more. But another thing that's really happened is I am getting more and more focused on what's important, and this is forcing me to think about how to do my business differently. Who else would like to go? How about Tracy? You were here early. Why don't you tell me about yourself?
Thank you, Doug. Well, it's nice to see so many friendly faces. As you say, we're used to meeting at the cafe and having great Greek food. Currently, I'm redefining my career, relaunching it, and so looking for career opportunities. And certainly this experience has, as many people can appreciate, made looking for a job much more difficult now that how many more million people have unfortunately and very sadly joined the job market. But the benefit of this experience has been just what we're doing today. I've gotten a lot closer to long distance friends with FaceTime and Zoom meetings. We have a fun group of friends in Connecticut, and we've been meeting, every Friday night, and that's just really been a wonderful experience. So I think, as you say, we've learned some good things about ourselves and had to deal with some frustrations that hopefully will end soon as we start to exit out of this.
Terrific. Thanks, Tracy. Jane, how about you?
Okay, I'm Jane Witzka, a longtime beach person, and I deal with everything to do with career management, whether you're launching a job search, looking at a promotion, starting a new job that you've already found on your own, or you're unhappy in your job. I have two things that are really telling for me during this time. One is the ability to connect with people that I've kind of lost touch with. And this Zoom meeting, and we talked about it earlier, takes me about 45 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes to get over to that great Greek restaurant. And because it's a Monday, my guilt runs rampant about, I really can't afford to do it. If it was a Friday, Doug, I think I could be there every time because Friday's not as guilt-driven.
Right.
So it's been really great. Last week, Jeff did a great Zoom presentation and really piqued my interest because I frankly was dreading Zoom, was really wearing me out. And now on a personal level, I don't know if anyone else has experienced this, but I've been married for a while and we're happy, but we've been really happy just hanging the two of us, and it's been really fun. So yeah, I've enjoyed that.
Great. Excellent. I love it. Very good. Hey, Mark, why don't you tell us about yourself?
Sure. Yeah, sure, Doug. Thank you very much. Thanks for having us today. By the way, great, Tracy, and I like your kitchen. Jane, I love to hear that you guys are happy during COVID. That's a positive thing. one of the things that I've loved during COVID is watching John Krasinski's Some Good News. I think that was such a great idea. But anyway, about me, I'm a leadership consultant. I got my training and certification through the John Maxwell team. I do leadership consulting for organizations and individuals through mastermind groups and individual coaching. One of the things that has been positive for me during COVID-19 is the ability, it took a while, but the ability to adapt and have the ability to keep connecting and networking with people, because that's how I bring people into the business, is face-to-face on the phone. So I've been more assertive about going to virtual networking events like this and reaching out to people that are kind of already in my warm market to call and talk to and see what I can do for them. For the last 5 or 6 weeks, I've been hosting a mastermind group on Leading Through the Crisis for free to help people get through the crisis. So that's been very positive, giving back to the community. So that's me, and I'm glad to be here. Good to see everyone. Thank you, Doug.
Great. Thanks, Mark.
You're welcome.
Jennifer, let's hear from you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jen McEwen, and I worked in corporate America for many years, decades actually, in aerospace and defense, as well as grocery, and last year left that world to be in my own partnership business called Lathos. We're the leadership impact company. We build leaders, basically. I do coaching with individuals, teams, mostly in business, but also outside. And what's been best about the quarantine, I believe, is that, you said it, Mark, the pro bono ability to just give back, and specifically coaching healthcare heroes. And for those of you who know healthcare very well, I don't, except through my personal experience as a patient. I found it's tough to get time of healthcare professionals, just given the schedule. And so this process we've been using through Wise Her is, and other self-coaching offerings I've been giving, is allowing people just to get spot coaching as they need it, via text, via just calls at the last minute. So that's been fantastic.
Excellent. Thank you, Jen. Brian Burt.
Hey, Doug, thanks. Appreciate it. Thanks for having this time. Really good time to be together. Right now, I'm still continuing doing leadership coaching, and also transition career coaching for our military folks who are leaving the military. I just recently switched jobs from the USO job I had, and now I work for FlightStar, which is a aviation maintenance service organization, and I'm helping bring on military folks to that organization. The bad side about that, with everything being shut down and all that stuff, is that I got myself furloughed from that company probably about 2 weeks ago. And now I'm kind of hanging out. And it's actually a blessing in disguise, because I get a chance to spend a whole lot more time reading, and a whole lot more time just looking at different videos, different things like that can help me grow and develop as a leader. So it's been a great opportunity just to kind of pull some books open and just read all day and look for jobs if it's out there, but also waiting for other jobs to come open too. So kind of what we're doing. So that's it. And the commutes can't be beat with a commute right now, so it's a good thing. So
yeah, good time for you. Great. Fred, how about you, Fred?
Hi, I'm a clinical social worker. I'm doing part-time psychotherapy with a clinic here in Jacksonville. I guess one of the biggest changes for me has been to enter the realm of telepsychiatry. I always resisted seeing people over video or on the phone. I still much prefer in-person sessions, but this has been something I've kind of learned to accommodate to. And as far as the current virus situation and the quarantine, it has affected a certain number of my patients in terms of increasing anxiety and depression. So yeah, we all need a little bit more happiness. And hopefully we'll hear about how to make that a reality today.
Good, good. Yeah, we're looking forward to your input too. And congratulations on having more patients and with bigger problems. So I guess that's the silver lining there. Good. Carmen, how about you? What can you tell us? All right.
You're on mute, Carmen.
Okay, so let's see. I've been in the training, seminar, facilitator, workshop business for over 50 years. So this year is my semi-retirement, so I'm phasing out. I figured it's a good time as well, since I love face-to-face in-classroom training, which is what I've been doing. I used to travel 2 or 3 weeks out of every month. Now I don't travel at all. So that's what I miss the most out of this quarantine, is not being able to travel. So I'm phasing out of that training. And I did a lot of work with emotional intelligence, which is, of course, about managing your emotions and leadership and management and that sort of thing, human relation skills. And I taught all over the country and worldwide. So now that we can't do classes in person and doing classes, so I'm doing classes like this, virtual. So I have workshops that people call in, and I do my 3 and 4 day workshops online. So, and that's not as fun for me. So again, that's why this is probably my last year, even though my family keep telling me that I've been saying that for 5 years. Yes, I've been saying I've been going to retire, and I still haven't. So, but in any case, what I'm focusing on is writing. And also I want to put a shout out to Caroline. She did a fantastic job on my website. So I will put in the chat room my website link so that you can not only see what I do, but also see how great a job she did for me. And we got it all done just before the pandemic and the lockdown. So that was good, because we were able to meet in person as well as, of course, over the phone. So that was one of the things. Easiest things, the best thing that's come out of all of this is that I do a lot of Zoom meetings, and I do Zoom meetings with my children. I have 4 children scattered all over the country, and we've had 6 Friday nights happy hour meetings. They're all, my kids are in their 50s and 40s, so we meet with my kids, their spouses, the grandchildren. We do this for about an hour and a half every Friday night, and it's been fantastic. We've had 6 meetings like that, so that's really a lot of fun. I also did it with my siblings. I'm the oldest of 5, and my siblings and I had our first meeting last Thursday, and we decided we're going to do it once a month. So that's really cool. And the most important thing about all of this is that I have twice, well, the second time will be this week on Wednesday, babysitting my 4-year-old grandchild. So she and I have Zoom meetings. And while her parents are working at home, and I said I can, keep her occupied while you're doing your thing at home. So we, on Wednesday, and then I did one last week for an hour. We play, we read books together, and she and I are having a Zoom meeting. So I think that's really pretty cool. And all of that would have never thought of if we were not quarantined. So I really like that. And I'm looking forward to today, because the kind of my vision, my logo, my theme is creating mindfulness, discovering joy. So all about helping people find joy and purpose and meaning in their life. So I'm a life coach, and that's my focus. So I'm so pleased to be here, and thank you, Doug. And because now I can attend. Otherwise, it takes me 2 hours to come. So that's why I used to come only about once a year. So now,
I mean, that's great.
thank you very much.
Yeah, and you've inspired me. You inspired me before with the family Zoom. So I tried that out. But now the babysitting by Zoom, I hadn't thought of that. That's a great idea. Can't wait to try that out. I'll institute that this week.
An hour, half an hour, depending on their attention.
Yeah.
It's one-on-one.
It is one-on-one. Boy, what a neat idea. I could even just read a book at night.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. I'm at a whole nother level now. Thank you, Carmen.
Mhm.
All right, Robin, I see you've joined the meeting. What's going on in your world? And by the way, what we're doing is talking about who you are, what's your business, and then what's easier or what has inspired you during the quarantine time.
Yep. So I'm Robin. I'm with Peopler. We are an HR consulting, recruiting, and outplacement assistance firm here in Jacksonville. We're actually work on a national basis. I'm actually a client of Mark's, so thank you. So if anybody's thinking about working with him, I am happy to be a reference and a testament. Prior to working with Mark, I could never have done something like this. He is my public speaking coach. He's also one of my leadership gurus. So big shout out to him. I would probably be sweating and shaking outside of before I did the public speaking with him. So, but like I said, we're an HR consulting, recruiting, and outplacement assistance firm. So I think, you know, for me, what has kind of changed during quarantine is just getting a little bit more organized. You know, prior to this, I had upwards of 520 emails in my inbox. As of right this second, I'm at 277. So I'm making headway and getting that knocked down a little bit, deleting things, putting things in the right folders. So that is helped with my heart palpitations because I don't like to have that many emails in my inbox at any given time. I've also cleaned out my home office. Fortunately for us, we have an office, but we've been granted over the last year to also work remotely. So thankfully, everybody on our team, we already were used to working from home, but it was a cluttered mess. So I've been slowly cleaning out my home office as well, which has helped with the heart palpitations. I'm a very organized person. So, and I think, you know, this COVID-19 has helped our business from an HR consulting perspective, because businesses are not sure what to do. There's so many rules, everything from the benefits part, the short-term disability part, you know, all the way to my employee doesn't want to come to work and we don't know what to do, and kind of everything in the middle. So our HR consulting part of our business has really taken off during this. We've actually acquired a couple of new clients through this. So, you know, I guess through bad, you know, could come good. So, and then I think lastly, just on a personal note, I've really gotten into a normal exercise routine. You know, Mark knows this. I kickbox twice a week, but clearly the gyms are closed. So I've been doing a lot more just kind of on my own and getting into some regularity and self exercise without a coach. So that's it. So it's nice to meet everybody. I know Barbara and I know Mark and I know Doug, but I don't know that I know everybody else. So nice to meet everybody.
Good. Thanks,
Great
Robin.
job, Robin. Thank you.
Very inspirational, and happy to see your happy face. Bob Celery, let's hear from you.
Hi, everyone. I'm transitioning from 40 years in executive search to executive coaching, career counseling, and leadership assessment. We did some of that in our recruiting business, both as a courtesy to clients and also people that we wanted to get to know better. I am having a very nice quarantine time. I've been looking at 4 family picture boxes for the last 25 or 30 years, and finally got a chance to go through 3 of them so far. And the last one has a lot of slides in it, which is going to take longer to do, but I'm either duplicating them for other family members or putting them into a thing that a cousin told me about, Peekaboo. It's a picture album. Some of you may have heard about that. For rest and relaxation, our condo area has a path that's 1/10 of a mile long. Woman with her dog told me that. And it's ironic that 1/10 of a mile was the distance of our indoor track facility in high school. So I'm sort of taking memory lane by doing that. I know every step of 1/10 of a mile. And doing some telephoning and email calls with old friends and relaxing. Redid my website, happy with that. And looking forward to maybe when we can get together all at Athens.
Perfect. That's great. Thanks, Bob. That was inspirational too. Jan, let's hear from you.
Thank you. Well, my story is pretty much the same as everybody else's, right down to working with Mark Missigman. I've gone to him for some help in storytelling, which morphed into his communications course, his workshop, speaker's workshop. So that's been helpful. I'm an executive coach. I have my own business, Jan Lipsky Coaching. My background is primarily in healthcare, St. Vincent's. I was there for 36 years. And I have critical care nursing leadership background. And boy, I'm glad I'm not running critical care nursing units right now. But I was the director at St. Vincent's for 17 years over all the critical care. And then I was the chief human resources officer for 15 years. So I have a mix of background that comes well into coaching. And then I'm a graduate of Daniel Goleman's first cohort. So I have a certification in emotional intelligence coaching. And right now I'm in John Maxwell team training because I'm a lifelong learner and I love to always be studying something. What else? I'm working on ICF certification, and Diane can tell you more about that. And in my spare time, I am finishing quilting projects. So you can see my pumpkins, and some of you have already seen these little penguins that I'm making for the neighborhood kids. And that was after I made about 50 masks. So I love to sew, and that's my renewal time, my Zen kind of forget everything else time and just regroup. We've held a lot of Zoom calls with family. We tried with the little one in Gainesville. He's 3.5, and Zoom was the right word. He kind of zoomed through and then he zoomed through again. So it wasn't real successful. We were trying to read him a story and just forget that, you know. But all in all, Bruce and I are enjoying this time as much as possible and sad about all the tragedy of it. But we've kind of nested and are having a good time. Thank you.
Beautiful. That's great, Jan. Love it. Caroline, I see you over there. What's going on in your world?
There's a lot going on. I've been working with you as your director of marketing, of course, as well as with Adaptive HR Solutions and GERLAC Employment Law. And at the same time, I'm also the youth director for my work and now pseudo studio producer for our weekly online Facebook Live services. So lots and lots going on. Very blessed to be able to be this busy in this time when I know a lot of people aren't. And I'm also getting a lot of reading done, so that's always fun. And that's where I am.
Great. All right. Fabulous. Good. Barbara, let's hear from you. Barbara Trapp.
So that's who I am. I'm a professional organizer and productivity coach. I've kind of narrowed down the productivity and life coach to just productivity coach. So I'm kind of working on my branding a little bit. But I think they integrate well together, because if you're organized, you can be more productive. So I'm figuring out how to meld those together and working on a couple webinars to explain just what that is. So my companies are Zen Your Den and Zen Your Biz. So one's for residences and the other is for businesses. I'm also working on a just a little special for closet consultations, because one of the things I've accomplished because of the quarantine is I'm now virtual. That was one of my goals for 2020, and wow, I accomplished that in Q1. So the last time I worked with a client in person was March 13th. And even though things are opening up a little bit, I'm a little concerned. I'm just going to watch. I'm probably not going to go still to anybody, at least for 2 weeks. I want to see what happens with this. I'm trying to really focus on the virtual as much as possible. And then after 2 weeks, I might go see some clients. We'll see. So I'm also working on a big website redo. So that was something that's also been one of my goals for a year or two. And somehow that just rose to the top. So it's all part of the branding stuff. And I've built my own website in WordPress, and I've been working on the back end for the past week, and now redesigning the front end. So fun times, a lot of tech stuff. That's part of what the business organizing is too anyway. So helping people get organized with technology, organizing files online, etc. So there you go. Oh, and I'm more comfortable with video now. Used to hate it. I never would have shown my video before last year. Everything was just a picture. So
Right.
That's another change.
Yeah, I've seen you a lot in the
Yeah,
last,
I've seen you a lot.
No, that's great. Good. Excellent. Thank you, Barbara. Diane, good to see you. I know you've got to check out early too, so I'm glad that you're able to drop in, and good to see you again. Tell us about yourself. What we're saying is again who you are, what your business is, and what have you found that's either easier or more positive about the quarantine.
Great. Thank you, Doug. Thanks. Hi, everybody. And sorry I was a little late. I'm going to pop out, probably trying to text and figure that out. I'm Diane Lewer. I am president of Higher Road Coaching. It's an executive and life leadership company. I work with individuals and teams, business leaders of all levels, propelling human potential. It's just, I love helping people achieve their highest potential. Previous to that, similar to Jan, I also have a big corporate experience background in New York City, global banking. So a lot of experience from that perspective I'm able to bring into my coaching, which is nice. Ironically, one of the funniest things, it's not funny, it's not haha, but one of the reasons I made the move from corporate to coaching, other than what I did was marketing research, which is all about studying consumer behavior, human behavior. I was just at my wit's end, right? Like working many, many hours, overworked, didn't know which end is up, didn't even know who I was anymore, but didn't realize that I didn't know who I was anymore. And then stumbled upon, you know how there's the beach has it all the time, all these stores in little towns or beach stores, those wood blocks, and they have like these painted sayings on them. I saw one up in Rhinebeck, New York, when I went away for the weekend from Manhattan. And it said, I'm not sure if life is trying to pass me by or run me over. And I would have paid $1 million for that sign because it completely summed up where I was. And then a couple years after that, I ended up downsized, outsourced, whatever, eliminated, I should say, that's what happened. And it just allowed me to step into being a coach as a business because I was already certified. But it's funny, the funny part, not haha, but whatever at the same time, whatever, is that what's happening now is so many people, I think, are taking that pause right now of like, who was I before? Who am I hello again, and who do I want to be when this is over? So it's interesting to me, Doug, that that's your question of, what are you doing? What are you learning? Or what are you liking in this quarantine? I see that happening, and that makes me happy for people, because I want people to be happy with what they're doing, and their careers are a large part of it, but life is. And sometimes I think people get a little too caught up, and we're having a new introduction to what life really is. So that makes me happy. I launched I will on Saturday, a virtual gratitude group for the next 5 weeks. It's a program trying to help people get a little more uplifted during times like this. And other than that, I am heavily active in the ICF North Florida chapter. Thanks for the shout out, Jan. Which is, if you guys know or don't know, I know some of your names and faces, others I don't know. Nice to meet you. It is just another opportunity for coaches to get together and continue learning and building community and such as that. So if you're interested, look up icfnorthflorida.org. And there's all kinds of information there. But other than that, very excited to hear about happiness today. We need it.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Diane. Appreciate it. Jeff, there you are. What's going on in your world?
So, hello, everyone. Jeff Zimmerman. My company is Navigator Personal Development. Like Mark and some of the others, I've been trained by the John Maxwell team. My focus has been, for the most part, dealing with businesses, people in them, leaders in those businesses. I'm in the middle of a pivot based on some of the things that I've learned about the current virus situation, and that there's been an increase in things like domestic violence and divorce rates and whatnot. So part of what is available through the John Maxwell team is a certification program that's been created by America's Super Nanny. Also, Dr. Deborah Tillman is her real name. And it's about parenting and family life. So I'm going next to get certified in that. But it occurs to me that many of the things we learn about being leaders and communicators quite readily applies to parenting as well. I have 3 kids of my own and 1 grandson. And if you go through, almost any of the leadership books, if you replace the word leader with parent and the word team with family, it still makes sense. I think that most parents don't really see themselves as a leader. Some are like, I'm just going to keep the tiny humans alive till they're 18 and I can kick them out, or, whatever it is. But I don't know if you asked any parent if they consider themselves a leader, that they would readily say, well, yes, I am. And that's an area that I hope to build upon and bring some value. What I'm finding fun about the virus is not the virus itself, of course, because that's no fun, but the situation we find ourselves in is I have a decent amount of experience with virtual things. Things like Zoom and Adobe Connect and WebEx and all these other tools. It was part of one of the last projects that I worked on in my prior career. And so it's fun to take all that knowledge and try and keep track with all of the updates and upgrades that Zoom has been making. I think there have been 2 more upgrades to the Zoom environment since I gave my presentation a week ago. So I get to do lots of fun things like that. And the most fun is making people guess where I really am when I'm on a Zoom meeting. So even the background that you see behind me now, which looks relatively tame and actually is in fact my living room, is not what's actually behind me. If you want to know what's exactly behind me, this is it. Right, so I have a green screen. I have a green t-shirt over my chair. And I bought some decent lighting that sits across the room from me on top of my bookshelves. So whether I'm going to be in San Francisco or maybe I'm going to be on the beach with the breeze blowing, whatever it is, I get to have fun. Maybe I'm downtown Jacksonville at night, who knows, right? So that's probably the most fun that I'm having with this situation right now. If anyone would like a custom branded background like this, I'm happy to help you figure out how to make those as well, because I'm also making friends with the Canva online tool. So that's what I've been up to.
Jeff, again, that's inspirational. So thanks very much. I appreciate that. I love it. Catherine, can you unmute and can we hear is this Catherine Booth? Don't know. Maybe she's not unmutable. We'll call her the unmutable Catherine. All right. Well, if she can come in later, then she may need to, Jeff, you may need to contact Catherine, let her know how to Zoom. Okay, so let's do a group photo at this time. And everybody put on your best smile.
Just a second, I need to get my comb.
Yep, look in your camera, give us a smile, and just give me a few seconds, and I'll be able to get it up there. Perfect. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you. Yeah. So if any of you don't want to be on Facebook, let Caroline know. And if you're, I guess, I don't know how we can tag you if you've liked my Facebook page, and LinkedIn, we can do some things there too. So so that's good. Any announcements? Anybody doing anything that we all should be aware of, or got a quilting party, Jan?
I'm doing a this weekend. I'm part of, actually it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It was originally called Global Teach-In, but they've changed it to Global Takeover. It's 3 days of online training. It's a bunch of people. There's like 60, 70 folks, each getting a half-hour session, teaching on all sorts of things. So if you are interested, I put my link over in the chat pod. It's sort of an interesting way to build business because you provide the half-hour worth of content. The hosts of the program will actually provide you email information on anybody who signs up to be a participant for your session. But they also give you the opportunity to drive people out to a landing page and offer freebies and discounts and that kind of stuff. So it's the first time they're doing it. It was it started by a group called Endpoint Learning, and they do a lot of training and such. And this is just sort of, we have this shift in what we're doing. So feel free to take a peek, attend if you like, even if you want to sign up for stuff. But you're not able to attend the session. Once it's over, they'll send you the recorded version of it for you to look at as well. So feel free to help yourself. Everything is free.
Good. Magic word these days.
I know, right?
Yeah, good. Thank you very much, Jeff. Appreciate that. You're going to put that in the chat, right?
Yep. Link is over there right now.
All right, great. Thanks.
Actually, no, I sent it just to Jan. Got to fix this.
I just was going to tell you, I realized you sent it just to me.
Oh, yes, yes.
Jeff, if I copy it and then try to put it on some other document, I tend to lose Zoom. So do you have any hints about that? If I go to it now, I lose Zoom. What do you suggest?
You can right click and then you can do select all. Oops. Actually, you can just highlight the link and then Control-C on your keyboard, and then you can paste it into a Word document or something else to use the link later.
You can just copy it out of chat and paste it right into your browser and go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you click on it, what it does is it opens up a new browser window, which is probably covering over your Zoom window.
Okay.
Everybody's going through it. Some technical, open up a new Word document.
You need two screens in 2020 in computers. You need two screens.
Yeah, that's right. Great. Good. Okay, got it.
All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Jennifer, I messaged you privately if you could check that out. Thank you.
Thanks, Jan.
Good. This is amazing. So it's almost like a regular meeting because we can, you know, have private conversations here and there. So that's good, Jan. So good. Let's see. Any other announcements?
I have a couple, Doug, if that's okay.
Yes. Yes.
All right, cool. So a week from today, on the 11th at 5 p.m., we'll be starting a new speakers club for people who want to improve on their storytelling and their public speaking ability, as Jan and Robin talked about, at 5 p.m. I'll put the link to sign up on that. It is not complimentary like Jeff's, but it is a reasonable price, trust me. And then on May 12th, I'm starting a mastermind group as this pandemic has caused all of us to shift and be flexible and learn new things. Starting a mastermind group on the art of being flexible as a leader and changing and adapting to the environment. So it's based around the book of John Maxwell called Leader Shift. And that's on May 12th at 4 p.m. online in mastermind group. Again, I'll put the link in the chat so everybody can check it out and register it if you will. Love to have you. I think they're both valuable tools for us as coaches to help our clients. So thank you very much. Thanks, Doug.
You bet. Great. Great announcements. Good. Who else has an announcement?
Well, I have a question. It's for, hey, it's me. I'm way up here. I don't know where I'm on your screen.
Yeah, there you are.
So you had asked me, and Jennifer asked me about mentioned something about my backdrop. And just so you know, I am organized. But when I work with my clients virtually, I try to give them like a plain palette behind me because they're already looking at stuff. But I shared the link with a couple of you on the backdrop, but I'd love to know from Jeff what backlighting you're using, because I'm looking for that on Amazon and checking out different lights because I have a ring light now, but this curtain is really a pretty vibrant blue and I need to get some uplighting. So not sure what anybody else is using, but please share.
Yeah, I'll share the link that I just gave Jan the link for the green screen that I have, but I'll share the link to the lights once I pull it out of my Amazon orders.
Okay. And I went through, I think, 3 different backdrop fabrics, and this one drapes really well. So don't do the glitter tinsel foil stuff. That's just a bad idea.
Personal experience on your part?
Yeah, I was just, seeing if that would be something fun, but there's no way to put it through. It tapes on, it doesn't go through the poles, or the poles don't go through that. So that got sent back along with some wrinkly muslin. So I think you saw that once. It was white. It's really bulky. So
excellent.
But anyway.
Good.
I have a
question.
question.
To add on the background thing. I tried using backgrounds on mine, and I had no idea that my 7-year-old laptop is so old that it will not allow backdrops on Zoom. So it just wasn't. I need to actually upgrade it, and the my laptop doesn't upgrade. It's at its latest upgrade, so I just have to get a whole new laptop in order to even get backgrounds.
Or you can get a green screen.
How do you get a green screen?
I will put the link into the chat group for the one that I use.
Okay, great, thanks.
It's less expensive than a laptop, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, my laptop is fine, except Zoom won't let me do a backdrop. So, okay, good, thank you.
Fred, did you have something?
Yeah, I just wondered if anyone is familiar with Brene Brown. She is a social worker, but she's written a lot on leadership. I'm wondering if any coaches are familiar or have used or incorporated any of her material.
I have. I use her because in my workshops, trainings, public speakings that I do, articles that I write, Brene Brown is outstanding.
Yeah, Fred, I read her book on vulnerability, and there's so many nuggets in there for so many different people. It's amazing. I reference her in a lot of my articles and blog writing. Yeah.
Excellent. Good. Any other announcements? Well, if you come up with something, let us know. But right now, I'd love for to work on the poll questions. And Caroline's going to put up on the up on our screens the questions. And the first question is, what words come to mind when you hear happiness? When you hear happiness, and you can submit as many words as you want. So
take this poll by, if you want to do it by your phone, you can text the number 22333, and in that text message, the code is DougW330, and then it will let you know that you are in, and then you can submit your question.
We'll take a couple minutes to do this.
Can you say that again? I'm seeing it, but.
Yes, so the number you text is 22333. And in that text message, you just put the code that's on there, DougW330.
Okay, thank you.
Wow, Doug, you're really getting fancy.
Did you notice that?
Yeah, amazing.
But thanks to Caroline.
And you guys can submit as many words as you want. So that way we can really see the word cloud.
Wow, then it shows up there on screen. Wow, that is cool.
I've done something wrong.
Yeah, I'm not getting it either.
22333 takes me to Trevor and Kite's family session. Apparently I bombed in.
2 2s and 3 3s, and then Doug W330. Yeah.
Also go to the link pollev.com/DougW330 if you don't want to use your phone.
Say that again, Caroline.
If you don't want to use the phone, you can also go to a link. It's right there at the top. It says respond at pollev.com/DougW330.
And there's no way of clicking on that, though, is there?
No.
Okay, we can just enter that in to on the internet.
Yeah.
I put the link to that website in the chat box if you want to click it there.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's really helpful.
Did you realize there was a limit to how many could respond?
Now about that, the poll is full.
Yeah, I finally got there and it's full.
Yeah.
So I can add the word family.
We have the option if we want, we can clear responses and start again. So everyone has an opportunity. Doug, what do you think?
I just left the poll so somebody else can join in.
Yeah, y'all keep going.
You can type in the word leave if you've already put a word in, and then you can leave the poll and let other people come in.
Yeah, I'm not finding this fun.
Then where's your joy?
So this does not make you happy? Is that what you're saying?
No happiness
Hey, you
in
can
this?
take my spot.
I left as well.
I'd call it a PIA.
Doug,
Or a
when you
pita, in keeping with our Greek restaurant theme, right?
Right.
What is P. Harold? Farrell.
Pharrell.
Williams, because I'm happy.
Oh, okay, yeah, Farrell.
The song Happy.
Doug, when you do this, can you save it? Is that the advantage of using this rather than the polls built in Zoom? I'm curious.
Polls in Zoom, you can't do free-form text. You can do single choice or multiple choice, but you can't just type in words.
And is the word joy larger because more people typed it?
Yes.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
And who's doing
We're
the
ready to move on.
Is it automatic or Caroline, are you doing that?
It's automatic. That's why we use I gotta move to the next slide if you want to introduce it.
Great. How are you creating happiness for yourself today?
I'm checking out the cardinal nest outside my window to see if the babies have hatched yet.
Oh,
Aw.
I love that.
This one looked different than the last question.
So this one
It's
is
a different kind. So this one, we weren't making a word cloud. We're just going to see a list of what everyone is doing to make themselves happy.
The space bar thing.
This isn't as pretty. Like the other one.
Very nice. Good. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Caroline. That was a good exercise. That's one of the things we do is we experiment here. And so if you were to do this with a group in the future, how would you do it? What lessons did we just learn? From Jane, don't do it.
Well, I love the collaborative nature of it, where everyone could see especially the first one, where your answers started coming up, and it kind of expanded my mind about what happiness was. And then the list was good as well, to see how different things were. I liked the ones that said making a choice and doing some action and gratitude. So those are all different tools that I could use personally or recommend to my clients. So that's good. So thanks everyone for participating.
Great. Well done. Okay. Well, excellent. That's sort of a fun tool, particularly to see how it all becomes arranged, and the more people strike on it, the bigger and more bold it gets. Well, I'm curious now on this topic of happiness. What research have you seen on it? I've been seeing the Sean Aker speaker. I imagine a lot of you have seen him. He's the one with the sister that is a unicorn. Has anybody seen the sister unicorn story? Oh, okay. Well, if you do a website search, you will on sister unicorn, you'll come up with Sean Aker. It's SHAWN, by the way, ACHOR, and so he's a speaker. He's actually a Harvard professor, and speaks and did a TED talk on his journey through Harvard and how he's now more of a happiness scholar. So, and he's got the happiness challenge. So in 21 days, he makes sure that people are happier, and he takes them through different. But part of it, he's done some research on what makes people happy, and how can you measure happiness and that sort of thing. So I'm wondering if you all have seen such research, and are you using it?
I think
I haven't yet.
I think the closest thing that someone mentioned before, in that maybe more clinical workers do, is incorporating mindfulness. I think that is one current avenue that can be very helpful as far as happiness goes.
Right. Good. Okay. And are there assessments for mindfulness?
I haven't heard of any. Well, there's probably are. I haven't seen them. There's assessments just about for everything, but
That's right.
haven't seen one for this. And I guess if they were, certainly you want to have some kind of standardization. I don't know what kind of work has been done on that either.
Okay. Good.
Doug, a
Yes.
couple of things come to mind. One is that I try to participate every day for the last couple of weeks at 2 o'clock in the afternoon East Coast time to a global meditation practice with John Kabat-Zinn. And he's like a major research and mindfulness guru. And he has these things, these 2 o'clock meetings with, over thousands of people, Zoom and YouTube. And so that's about happiness. That's another way of looking at it, and which is really key for me, is the mindfulness and meditation. So that's one thing. The other one is Martin Seligman, who started positive psychology. I don't know if he's actually doing, I think he's doing some stuff on happiness. I haven't looked at it, but that's another one, is Martin Seligman. And his whole field of positive psychology thing came into fruition about 10 years ago, but he was writing books before that on positive psychology back in the 80s. And that's another source.
There is an event on May 13 where Sean Aker is speaking. Skillsoft's Perspectives 2020. So that might be of interest to people.
Good. I'll take a look at that. That'd be great. Yeah, I've sort of taken a shining to Sean Aker at this point, because he's saying a lot of things that I've been saying, and even more. And Carmen, one of the things he talks about is joy, and so puts and so he talks about, rather than having accomplishment be happiness, have the joy of the process to be happiness. Because if you choose the accomplishment, I will be happy when, then what happens is as soon as you get there, you will set up a next goal, and you end up never being happy. So just enjoy the process.
Happiness is not a goal attainment, which is what people usually think. When I get X, whatever X is, which is material or relationship or status, instead of seeing the coming from internal. That's why for me so much is around the meditation component, being comfortable in your own skin, letting go of anything that separates you from connecting to another human.
Great. I love that. Love that concept. So who else is working with the happiness and is doing some research on how to get there?
Not yet.
Not yet. All right. Good.
I really like that focus. I really hadn't thought about making that, a topic to dig into with clients so much as whatever their immediate issue was related to their overall goal, et cetera. But I think that's right on. I love that.
Yeah. Well, Barbara, in your area, I can just imagine if when you're working with somebody to clean out their garage and they're going through these boxes of old clothes and stuff and they're throwing it, and how happy they are just through the process of, wow.
Their big frustration right now is not having anybody who'll take anything.
Yes.
So I'm getting ready to call all the donation sites to see if they have a time where they're going to start. So right now people are piling up things in their garages, but they can't wait.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
get it all out.
Get it all out.
I've told them just to, if they run out of room in their garage, to start sticking it in their trunks and just have everything ready to go, and that'll bring them happiness.
Yes, yes. Yeah, there's also a garbage bin out in the back that, I could throw things in. That
works.
That works too? Okay.
That goes, yeah.
All right.
Sure. That's an essential service. They are going. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Good. I love it.
Yeah, letting go of physical things like cleaning out garages, closets, and everything is a good metaphor of letting go of things that we hold on to that we no longer need. Grudges, or judgments, or opinions, or values that we hold on to because they're comfortable and they worked in the past, but in the present they don't. So symbolic organizing, or it's real organizing, but it can also symbolize a whole internal letting go of stuff.
Terrific. That's good.
I'm a big fan of movement to help promote happiness. That's something that before the virus, walk and talk coaching to me is extremely desirable. It's particularly the people that I'm working with, a lot of them have been laid off involuntarily, and getting them moving, I think, promotes a better frame of mind, happiness, call it what you will. And I think there's a lot of research that supports that.
I love that concept, walk and talk coaching. I haven't heard that before.
Yeah.
But that's
on the beach.
What'd you say?
Walk on the beach.
Walk on the beach. Yeah. Yeah. Perfect.
In some sense, it's tough to sell because people who aren't beach people don't see it really as anything valuable. But people who love the beach like I do, it's a real winner.
Yeah. I think you could call that beach coaching also.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or negative ions coaching.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually a health coaching approach.
Jane, I really agree with the walking or the movement, because I do encourage my clients to get out, take a walk, even invite them to, maybe we can do some of our planning, walking around the block or something, because it's just a great way to get the endorphins going. And I know I always get more creative ideas after a good walk or a little cycle or something. So, and it's always uplifting. It's hard to get them out on that first walk, but after the first one gets easier.
Mm-hmm.
So we do like brain breaks, like speaking of just kind of taking a break, going for a walk, like we do 2 o'clock every day. We do team trivia. So we all jump on, we have Amazon Chime instead of Zoom, but we all jump on Chime, anybody that is available, and we just do a quick 15-minute trivia brain break. And I know it's crazy to kind of coincide it with happiness, but it really makes all of us so happy because we're a bunch of dorks, and like just the random knowledge of what you learn in 15 minutes is amazing. So it really does help us just to kind of step away from work, do something silly, and then kind of it helps to kind of refocus, you know, after that. So, and we actually have several clients that do the same thing. Some of them do it virtually like this. Others use, for those of you that are familiar with Slack, which is an instant message function, the CEO throws out, same thing, throws out a trivia question, and they've been, since quarantine started, have been keeping track of who has how many points. So when it's all over and everybody's back in the office, they're gonna award a prize for the person that has the most points during trivia. So again, it seems so silly to connect happiness and trivia, but all of our clients, and then us at Peopler who do it too, everybody loves it, and it's just silly and it makes people happy. So I don't know, just thought I'd throw that out there.
Yeah, Robin, I don't think it's silly because trivial means, or trivial means small or light, maybe. You could stretch it a little bit. And lightness is something that we coach as a enabler in just the emotional interaction that we have with others, right? To create lightness where, because there's so much heaviness. And I wrote the word unbalanced, I think. That's the first word I put in, because I was thinking, you know, when I think of happiness, I do think of the balance of, you know, sobriety, and there is that weight. Responsibility can be good or bad, depending on what it is and how you view it, but the weight balanced with the lightness.
Cool.
Well, something we haven't mentioned that I run into from time to time is when I encounter someone who isn't happy, and why aren't they happy, and they need something more than a walk on the beach, and they need to be referred to another professional that can help them out. And, you know, over the years, I would say I've probably worked with, I've been doing this for a while, I'd say I've worked with a couple of dozen people that I've asked if they're seeing another professional for their issues. And sometimes you can do both, sometimes you can't. I remember somebody who wanted to find a new job, and her kids had lost 2 of their teenage friends to suicide. And I thought it was more important that she deal with her kids than get a new job. And that's what she did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So let's.
I just brought down the whole conversation.
Well, that really moves into the what methods do you use to get clients to become and stay happy? You know, what do you you know, is there some particular path that you take them on?
Yeah, in coaching that I learned 13 years ago through CTI, they use the satisfaction wheel, or the wheel of life. I've adapted that and kind of built in. I don't know if you've ever read Fernando Flores' work called Conversations for Action. He calls them 13 domains of human concern. It's very heady work, so I didn't enjoy his work, but I've taken that also and just kind of looked at a lot of things and said, what are those few things, aspects of life, where we all really want to have them be full and positive? Health, connection with others, or wellness, connection with others, the way you regard time, etc. And so that's a tool I basically use at the start of a coaching process. It's not where in life do you want, it's these 8 areas are what we all seek to have, great experience with or in, and then which few do you want to start on. So that's my process.
So those 8 areas of life, are those fall in line with the 13 domains that you mentioned?
Yeah, and yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and that's Fernando Forrest?
Yeah, Fernando Flores.
Florist.
I'll actually send everyone. It's a bit of a long article. It's a bit old, but it's fascinating, his work in line with leadership. So I'll send that after this.
Good, I'd love
to
that.
read about Fernando.
Yeah, okay, great. Super. Anybody else have some methodology that you use for happiness? And I guess there's different phases. I mean, some people are, as Jane was mentioning, they're really depressed and having a difficult time, and they need to go see Fred or somebody and get some psych work done. And I've worked with a lot of clients that are both seeing a coach, and they're also seeing a psychologist also. And it's interesting how we complement each other, the 2 professions. And sometimes people are in really a tough shape, and sometimes people are at this level and they just want to go to the next level. So, so one of the first things I'd work on is, if they're stressed out, is how to get them to not be stressed. And give them my coaching or my de-stress tools, Doug's de-stress tools. And so I find that helps to get them into a state where they can at least start look at things to be joyful about.
Doug, I have a blog post I wrote, I think it was last year maybe, but it's called Glinda the Good Witch. Was she a coach, counselor, or consultant?
Wow.
So whenever I talk to somebody about getting in a coaching relationship, I read through that and I explain the differences, because I never want to cross that line, whether I'm working as a organizing consultant or as a coach. And I've had a couple of people, I said, well, if you can only afford one and do one thing and they need counseling, of course, that's where I'm going to refer them and give them some resources and invite them to come back when they've got that extra branch of support. But oftentimes, I have a number of clients that already have therapy going on, and this is just another branch. This is helping them, whether it's with the coaching or the organizing. So, but yeah.
Yeah, good. Yeah. Well, usually when I'm in that frame of mind, or when one of my clients is in a frame of mind to say, okay, does he need a psychologist or does he need a coach? I usually explain that that from a change process, the psychologist is more likely to go backwards in time and say, okay, why did you get to there? And then how do we reframe that? Whereas a coach is going to say, here's where you are today, regardless of how you got there. How do you, with what you've got, how do you go forward with it? And once I explain that, then they'll say, yeah, well, I need to reframe it, or they'll say, yeah, let's go forward, or both. And so that's worked out rather well for me over these years. What other methods? One of the things that I've come up recently, and Sean Aker helped me to find this, is I've started the Wilder Gratitude Calendar. And here is April. So every day I write in 3, and here's May. I write in 3 things I'm grateful for. And so I'm doing that for a whole month. I've done it for, this is for a week, almost a week and a half, 2 weeks and a half. So, and the idea is that every day I write something I'm grateful for, because what it does in my mind is it starts to create that gratitude concept. I'm doing this for my clients too. And usually I put it in the three I've gotten into a rhythm where the one thing I'm grateful for is what has Doug done that he can be grateful for. My 2008 marketing plan. I came across my 2008 marketing plan and it was a great plan. And I was grateful for it. So I went ahead and entered that down. The idea is to put something down and to do it in less than 30 seconds is what Sean Akers says. I can't do anything in 30 seconds. So mine takes, a minute, maybe 3 or 4 minutes, but writing things down. Then I write down something that I'm grateful with my wife. And that's been really helpful too, because now her happy disposition is one of the things I wrote about, or nudging me on. She holds me accountable and pushes me on, and she requires clarity out of me. When I say something, it must be clear to her, and if it's not clear to her, then she'll let me know it's not clear to her. So I'm learning to appreciate that. So whereas I might have been negative in the past, now I'm saying, oh, okay, no, this is a good thing. So, and then the third gratitude is just something generally in the world, like Zoom on Friday, May 1st. I was just very thankful for Zoom, and the coaches. The coaches who share their knowledge and their knowledge and skills with me. I'm very grateful for that. And so what happens is it just opens up so much for me. I just got my PPP, so I'm thank you for the PPP. So so that's sort of the Wilder gratitude calendar. So I'm recommending that that if you can do something like that for your clients, it to me is very helpful. Sean Aker also has some other things that he does too, such as writing to somebody every day, writes to one person just to say thank you, and it's usually somebody completely out of the ordinary. That's just somebody over the past that might have helped them. And that way, not only does that one person feel great, but feel pretty great about yourself having done that. So you'll get to feel good all day about that. So the other thing I'm noticing is that when Sean Acor does an exercise that he wants people to create this happiness, he starts to laugh when he presents the exercise. And I've noticed and every time I've seen him do it, and I've seen lots of his videos now, every time he does it, he laughs when he makes that exercise, when he presents the exercise. So I'm not sure if he's doing that. I'm sure he's doing it purposefully, and I'm just not sure what's the science behind it yet.
Yeah, that's a little bit of what I was talking about with shifting or holding lightness and having, more tougher challenges in life. And in the same institute where I got trained, CTI, 13 years ago, 5 years ago, I got trained in their leadership. And Doug, they talk about colors and how colors can represent the emotional field, basically. And as leaders with our clients, because we're leading and coaching and we're, sometimes, right, you can shift the space in service of the client or with a team or as a leader in a company. You shift the space to what you need it to be, or you keep it, right? If it's gray and confused, you keep it that way because you want people to not have answers.
Have you written a blog about that?
No, it's their formula. In fact, Karen Kimsey House said that she would actually they were going to write a book in June 2017, and they never did, and I wish they had, or 16, I think. So it's hard to find information on it.
Right, right. Maybe you can do it, and then.
Yeah, I'd probably get their permission. That's a great idea, because it's not out there enough.
Right, right, good. Tell me about the colors, what the colors represent. What
Yeah, it should be intuitive. White, clarity; purple, pride, being proud; pink, sweet; yellow, happy; orange, excited; green, grounded and room for growth; brown, a little bit heavy, mucky; black, scary; maroon, anxious; red, passion, maybe anger; blue, melancholy. So, right, these are intuitive.
Right.
And so we purposely, and we don't talk about the colors with our clients, but we're creating all the motion behind it, or keeping. So shifting or keeping, shifting or keeping.
Yeah.
And so in the program, we went through just practicing like how to shift. So one of you said something, I think Jane, maybe you were saying, oh, I'm taking us into different territory, or whoever that was a moment ago. And maybe we need to stay there, because I was wondering, Doug, what spawned happiness as a subject? Is it because of all the tough things we're going through now? And maybe you explained this in your email, but maybe you thought, let's get back to that. How do we get back to that if we were there? Or we could say, maybe we need to stay in this phase of the universe because we haven't been here before. Even if we get back to business on Monday, here in Florida, there's a way to stay in what we need to.
Right. Yeah, I think happiness is a great, this is a great moment for happiness. I think Jeff was talking about the statistics are not good for disturbances, for suicides, all those things, all those problems are up. And so it's really a good time to be coming in and saying, okay, how do we make sure as coaches that our clients are happy, and how do we make sure that we are happy? Because I think that's what people are looking for right now.
Yeah, that's why I put unbalanced on the definition of happiness, because coaching nurses right now, as I'm doing, it's not happy. So if I've talked about joy, I like to talk about joy. I know it's too far of a stretch to go happy. I had cancer. I just survived cancer the last 5 years, a pretty late stage aggressive cancer, and I'm alive now, about almost 5 years to the day. And thank you. If you had talked to me about happiness during that first couple of years, yeah, probably not. So maybe it's a different word, because clearly we all want to feel joy and happiness. And it's how do you, which is the question you asked, how do you approach that? Like you said, de-stress. Doug's de-stressing. Kind of like I think Carmen, you said with meditation, maybe it's getting rid of stuff, clearing, creating the space for whatever's inside to come out.
I love it. Yeah, good. Well, I'd like to see more about how you may have distilled these concepts and put them into your own language and own coaching methods and processes.
Yeah, I put the article in the chat if you didn't see that yet, to download the Fernando Flores. His book is not worth buying. It's horrible to read. It's dry, but he is a fascinating man, and his story is fascinating. And his daughter, how she put his book together, it's fun. But the book itself is very expensive and not fun to read.
That's funny.
Read Brene Brown. That's way better. I think, Fred, you brought that up. Daring greatly and dare to lead.
Yeah, she's enjoyable to read.
Yeah, she's funny. She's hilarious.
She talks about her own life. It's very personal.
It's good. Great. Excellent. Yeah, I would love to continue this online or offline too. We've got about 3 minutes here. So if anybody has more ideas on happiness, I'm really focusing on that now. And some of my blogs are on happiness now, and I've just gotten through a really diving into Mr. Rogers and the things that made him happy and others happy. So I'm all in this happiness game right now. So if you have any thoughts on that, I would love to hear about it. And I'm going to be putting in a lot more of my blogs now about happiness and how do we seek it? How do we make sure that we keep it? How do we make sure that our clients have it?
Doug, in my blog, I wrote an article about happiness, but I can't remember when it was. So I can't remember what the title was either, but because I started writing back in 2012 or 2011. So, if you go to my Insightful Living Connections blog on my website.
Excellent. Okay.
It may be
I will definitely do that.
I don't know.
Yeah. I love your new website, by the way.
Mr. Carolyn did a great job. Yeah. I'm trying to get as many people to go and look at it. So please,
Yes.
all of you, put my website on the chat place. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's beautiful. Most of those photos, some of those photos you took yourself?
About 90% of the photos I took myself.
Perfect. I love them. Excellent. Well done. What's the name of the site? Is it New Insights?
New Insights Inc., which stands for Incorporated. So NEWINSIGHTSINC.biz, which is the part that sometimes people think it's com, but no, it's biz, B-I-Z.
Okay. Great. I will take a look at that again and look for that blog. So that completes this discussion on happiness. What would be a good topic for a month from now? On June the 1st, we'll be meeting again. So are there any topics that you would particularly like to cover maybe in the next several months?
How about gratitude, since you've talked about that? I don't know. That's just off the top of my head,
Yep. Good.
Especially since we'll probably be in the same spot,
Right. Good. What other topics would be good? Let's get a bunch of them so we can for the next several months.
I'm thinking something that reflects on, people start out with goals for the year, and July will start the second half of 2020. So I did a revision at group coaching about a month ago with some people from my vision board workshop. So that might be something to look at for July.
Yeah, second half. Halftime. Yeah.
Yep.
Good. Any other topics? Okay. I want to
idea of revisiting goals in July. I saw a cartoon today that said I wasted money buying a 2020 calendar planner. It changed. So I think that's a very good possibility.
Yeah, it's almost like a new beginning, right, Jane?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, good. We can work on something like that. That's terrific. Good. Well, I think those are some good topics. We can work on those. And if something else comes up that you say, gosh, I'd really like to hear about this, then let's put that in the mix. This has been fabulous. Thank you very much for all coming. And look forward to talking to you some more. If you want to go out and eat at some restaurant 6 feet apart, then let me know. I'd love to go with any and all of you. So, and next time we'll figure out how we're going to do it, whether we do it to Athens and Zoom together, if we can figure some of the logistics out of doing that. So great seeing you all, and have a great month, and see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you, everybody. Good seeing you.
Bye.